All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's gonna be a pretty good one. Hopefully you guys have been following along with the build. About to get after this cage. So we got it laid out here on the driveway, trying to get it mocked up with the bars. And I'm gonna bring you guys along for the ride as far as the build. We're gonna tidy up and finish up the front tube section as well. But the main course of the video today is to get the cage inside the car for you guys. So that's really about it. It's been a long time coming. Our schedule's lined up where we were able to get to it, and that's it. So this is a big portion. Get this thing done, get it in the car, get it painted, and continue to move forward with the rest of the stuff. So I'll definitely try to bring you guys along for the ride. Each bar, so I paid a little extra. You can get their option as far as like pre-notching, and if you guys follow along with any of their stuff, you know that they build them, every one of them inside each car, so you know it's gonna fit. But that's pretty much it. This is a 850 cert cage, pretty basic. I mean, it looks like a lot sitting here in front of you, but it's not really anything too crazy. Sneak peek. Brandon gonna be throwing down some dimes on this. What you gotta say about that? So anyway,
I'm gonna try my best, I guess.
Yeah, so we're gonna get after it. I'm definitely no professional at all. I definitely will dip the tungsten a few times for sure. Got the main hoop tacked all the way in, got the overbar, the hood, and then the first A-pillar goes down into the front plate. Excuse me. It's just tacked in at the moment. We're about to try to think this process out a little bit and figure out what we can try to get welded in the car versus out of the car, and then carry on. So a couple pointers I wanted to point out to everybody. If you're doing these, especially if you're running these Midwest chassis kits, they don't send any type of instructions. Like when I placed the order with Midwest, they're like, hey, just look at our install pictures, that's what you get. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. When you're on this A-pillar bar coming down, you do end up having to make a cut in the dash. You see right there for clearance for the bar to go in and set in. So that's one thing that you do end up having to cut. And then you do want to start with the driver bar going down to the plate there and get your hoop set straight. Then the next thing leads in, once you get that positioned and you get it set up, then you can come and bring your T-tops in and you can set them down and make sure your T-top handles and stuff still clear for, you know, basically for that setup. So a little process. We're gonna do this a little different. We're gonna sit here and kind of contemplate it, but basically what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna break this off into two sections to where we can maximize the out of the car welds versus the in car welds. So we're gonna keep this tack, this loose. This bar is still loose. We've got it tacked at the plate. So we're gonna basically break this off, take it out of the car. We're gonna take the main hoop and the overbar out, and then we're gonna probably go ahead and weld that in, come back in. Once we get this fully welded with the plates, same thing here. We'll come back and finish weld this and, you know, go with it there. So the only other thing that we might run into a little bit of issue with is the down bars in the back. I'm probably gonna end up having to pull this headliner out because it's too close, it's too tight, which is great. It's just, you don't really wanna be trying to make those welds with it that close. So that's really that. So got pretty much all the contact points cleaned up, where all the plates are gonna go. There for the down bar, up front for the A-pillar coming down, and then the back plates for the down bars there. So got that all cleaned up, vacuumed out. We're ready to start installing. Got the hoop. So what we ended up doing, Brandon ended up welding as much out of the car as we could. Finish welded that, tacked it up nice. Got this bad boy here, you know, just doing it real dirty. And yeah, so the object of what we were trying to accomplish was just as much out of the car as possible, and you know, that way we could try to minimize our upside downness and crookedness and whatever else we needed to do. So top hoop coming to the main hoop, and the plates on the bottom, they're all done up. So what we ended up doing basically is just installing, we damn near had the whole cage installed and we tacked almost everything we could, and then carefully tore it out to see exactly like what we could take out in pieces, and then went from there. So basically maximizing our out of the car welds that we can complete. And that's really it. Just kind of taking your time, you know, don't jump forward. You end up welding some stuff together, and then before you know it, you're gonna be cutting and tearing some stuff back out. So that's that. Basically just wanted to kind of bring you guys online and let you know that's where we're at with it. And we're gonna go ahead and start installing everything here. We're gonna keep kicking forward. Process is definitely moving rather smoothly. Got you guys back here with a quick update. Making pretty good progress here. Basically got almost all the plates welded up to the top there. That one over there as well, and then working on the last one over here in this corner. We've got the secondary plate that's going to go up, and then the entire main cage is in place. So we'll be then next putting in the tunnel bars, the tunnel down bars, and then the harness bar that goes across the top. You got the 2 down bars that go across. We've already got the plates welded in place, and then the last bar will be the dash bar running across the top here. So it's coming together. It's coming together real nice. Not too bad looking, and chipping along. It's taking a little bit, you know. The only problem is my bottle is running fairly low, so hopefully I don't run out of gas here. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually turn down the gas a little bit on the regulator, try to see if we can conserve a little bit of gas. We've kind of been running a little high, just for the purposes of trying to, you know, ensure that the welds are super nice. I mean, most people would be extremely thrilled, which I am. I mean, hey, that's some good stuff right there. So at the end of the day, anybody that puts a roll cage in a car, I mean, you need it to be safe. That's the whole point of a roll cage, right? So that's that, guys. We're definitely gonna keep kicking along, and I'll bring you guys back in on the next set of bars. There it is, folks. So I want to kind of bring you guys along, let you guys know where we're at with it. It's finally completed. The Camaro has a roll cage. It is official. So just kind of want to show you guys some points here on the whole setup. It's dark time, but anyway, it's all in. Dash bar's in. The harness bar, down bar, transmission tunnel, both down bars. So that's the only thing I kind of changed up on my setup here. I'll kind of go back to the back here so you guys can see. I ended up taking these tubes, we ended up running them in a little closer than what some of the pictures are and stuff like that, so some of this other stuff. But if you look on these F-bodies, you can see there's a seam seal here for the body panels, and you don't want to bring that plate over too far, because then you might run into the chance of not getting this upper shock mount. I mean, you'd have to bring the plate pretty much over that. But anyway, I didn't want to come over all of this, so basically what I did is this area here on both the plates, both sides, was pretty much a complete flat area. And if you get underneath the car, there's factory bracing actually directly under these sides. So that's where we decided to go ahead and make these panels, and it ended up turning out perfectly. So there you go. It's but it's just, you know, like I said, it's just a little bit further in than what maybe some people would build their rails. But basically it's in there. It's all fully TIG welded. So that's that. And then, you know, when you get to this cert, it's an 850 cert, you can just build off of this, you know. So all in all, it was definitely a fun project. It was a little longer than what we expected. I pretty much ended up killing this entire bottle. I think it's got about, I don't know, 300 and something pounds of pressure left in it. So and I ended up doing it with that welder that I showed you guys on the previous channels, the old AHP TIG 201 XD. Got the job done. Although I did ended up we run it on a 110 adapter, so it gives you an adapter when you buy those to downgrade it from 220 to 210 or 110. But basically when you do that, you're killing the amperages that it can do. And then so basically, like, we had it set on some of these positions and where it was real hard, we had to run the tungsten out pretty far, turn the gas up on it, and we turn the amps up on it, and it would indicate like, you know, 150 amps or whatever on the welder, but it was really only putting out, you know, roughly like 75 amps. So if I was able to run the rig on a full 220 setup, you know, you turn it up to 200, it should be putting out 200. So all in all, project's done. The next step obviously is to put some paint on it. I'm about to get out here and wipe it down and put like a light coat of WD-40 on it, just so if it takes me a week or so to put some paint on it, it don't rust. I can already see, you could probably maybe see there's already some surface rust happening, and that's just in the course of a couple days. So all in all, just if you guys are gonna do this, you know, if you buy these kits from Midwest Chassis, they don't come with any kind of instructions. They'll tell you just to follow along with their install pictures that are on their website, which I thought was kind of some bullshit. I mean, how you gonna build people's cages and then not give them the availability of being able to run the instructions or follow instructions? So we just followed along with those pictures and then carried on with what we thought was best with some of the bar positions, and they just went that route. So I'll kind of just recap a little real quick for you guys what we thought. If you're looking forward to doing these, make sure you try to maximize your out of the car full welds that you can do that won't hinder your ability to complete other full welds once the cage is in the car. And just by what I mean by that is basically what we decided was the door bar and the pillar bar that runs along the pillar, we were able to tack it to the floor plate, and basically once the main hoop was tacked in place, we were able to get this all in and get it tied into the upper hoop here and the halo, and then basically get this tacked to where we knew exactly where it needed to be. We didn't tack it, but we got it to right where it needed to be, untacked all that, and then we pulled this bar that was connected to the pillar bar here to the plate when it was already tacked down there, and we took and we welded out completely this joint here and this joint here down on the plate, and completely welded it out. So then that way when we got it back in the car, the only weld that needed to be completed was this one up here and this one right here that's super easy to get to. So, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if anyone that's ever built cages before and you're gonna try to ask them to weld all the way around that down inside this corner of this car, yeah, good luck with that. And if you think you can do it, I challenge you to get it done, because it's tough. I mean, my cousin that you guys seen on the video, I mean, he's been a welder for a living. He's, you know, he welds, and I've dabbled enough into welding to understand exactly like what I'm doing. I'm no professional welder by no means, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, that was some of the most difficult welding that I've done, is when you get up there in those angles. And then, you know, not to mind you that all the cage work is in your way when you're welding it. So anyway, I'll cut the video pretty much there, guys. I just want to kind of give you guys a cap, let you guys know that the Camaro does have a cage in it. Moving right along, I am going to be making another video here in the next few days to give you guys an update on what the new engine setup is going to be like complete. I've pretty much got every single thing to complete it. I mean, literally from the intake to the oil pan, except for like a couple more items that I'm waiting on. I'm currently measuring the push rod length because I'm having some challenging difficulties to complete that, which that's not a big deal. I'm going to get through it. Since I changed heads, it's kind of changed some geometry on the rocker arm angle, which I'm getting that ironed out. And then I'm waiting on my Motion Raceworks valve covers. So their Motion's told me they're pretty much coming out of powder coat. They're running a little behind on that. I'll be getting that in, get the engine together, and get that all to you guys so you guys can see that. But all in all, Camaro's done. Make sure you do me a favor and hit that like on the video and subscribe if you haven't. And I appreciate you guys.